Hello, I'm Darren Poole, a feed milling technologist with Anitox Corporation. A feed milling technologist is a person who actually goes into the mill and looks at the balance of a feed milling operation. So let's talk a little bit about pellet quality and really why is it important. Most people, commercial mills, integrators alike, work on a least cost formulation that a lot of time is spent on to get that balance for that specific species that they're caring for or making pellets for. Pellet quality is really important in this aspect because we want to make sure that those enzymes, those nutrients, those minerals are compacted inside each individual pellet. If we can look at pellet quality, enhance pellet quality, we should have a better chance of increasing the performance of that animal. So when it comes to pellet quality, there's been some research done lately with Dr. Joe Moritz at West Virginia University. He has looked at the difficulties in pelleting when it comes to the separation of enzymes and of some of the nutrients involved in the formulation. And what he has found that if we can contain that separation through better pellets, we'll see better performance in those species. Okay, let's talk a little bit about why pellet quality can be a challenge. We'll just run through the entire process, and really comes down to the formulation is where everything begins. We can't really have much say into that. We can offer some suggestions, especially if the fat content's too high. Maybe we can put that downstream, but that formulation is usually set in stone. So in that formulation, there can be some really hard to pellet ingredients. Things such as peanut hulls, rice hulls, DDGs, other ingredients that are just really hard to get through that die. So the maxi-mil program, and maxi-mil in particular, is able to decrease the surface tension and really bind our solution into a feed particle. By doing this, it really helps in the conditioning process. We generate better heat, utilize the steam better. It actually creates some lubricity. It helps that mash meal flow through that die, and the compaction is better, which in the end results in a better pellet coming out of the die available for the animal. Okay, these pellets here are treated with maxi-mil HP. They're a beef ruminant pellet. As you can see, there's a very nice texture, kind of smooth across the surface of the pellet. You can also see some of the combined materials, some of the gluten pellets that have been transferred into these pellets. Gluten is kind of hard to pelletize, but with the assistance of maxi-mil, you can get better conditioning, which helps the gluten become a little softer and easier to pellet. There's not too many stress fractures. The pellets are very smooth. You can see that these pellets did not burn too bad into the die. There's not very many marks on them at all. The dark spots you see is gluten. You can see the whole representation here of the pellet with all the little differences of the formulation. It's like corn, some wheat, some different areas of the formulation that have been compacted into this pellet. As we look at these pellets here, this is a poultry diet formulation. These pellets came from an integrator. As you can see, there are very large particles of corn. This corn is right at 800 microns. There are benefits to having this chunky corn. One is the effect on the gizzard and the health of the bird. However, it can be very difficult to pellet. As you can see here, these pellets are very broken up. You can see the corn here. The process, and it's come through the die itself. This chunky corn, if it isn't conditioned properly, will break up, and you will have less durability in your pellets and will create more fines. If we look over here, you can actually see there are chunks of whole corn that has separated out of the pellets. By using maxi-mil and having the proper conditioning process and retention time in the conditioner, we can assist, especially the large chunkier ingredients, to pellet better. So as we look at these challenges in pellet quality and we get our hands wrapped around them and try to offer solutions, maxi-mil is very good at increasing that pellet durability and getting better pellets out of the die. Pellet durability with maxi-mil, we've seen increases usually somewhere around 7 to 10 points. They've been in highs as 20 points, and we get them on the lower end too. But that's where the feed milling technologist really comes into play. So the feed milling technologist through the maxi-mil program can be really key in finding better efficiency in your mill and creating a better balance and overall developing a better pellet for the end product animal species that you're looking to service.